working mouth part. This enables the mosquitoes to bite with one-third of the force required for an artificial needle, while numbing agent takes care of the rest. That's all, ma'am.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
what I want to talk about.
Yes, good, good. This is also one of the idea what they have adopted. Okay. So anyone like this? See, you can Google it and see this mosquito needles. Okay. So many topics are there on that also. You can, yeah. Now, what is Nitish?
Ma'am, good morning. I am Nitish.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I want
Yes, Nitish. Yeah, Nitish.
ma'am.
Ah,
Ma'am, am I audible?
yeah, yeah.
Ma'am, sports car is inspired by cheetah. Some sports car.
Okay,
Lotus temple inspired by lotus architecture.
okay.
That's it.
Any special features what they have adopted? No idea.
No.
It's okay. Good, good. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Namrata.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you're audible.
Yes, ma'am. So actually, I wanted to define it first of all. It is actually emulation of the model systems and elements of nature for the purpose of solving complex human problems. So that is biomimicry. So my example today is biomimicry in architecture. The
Okay.
cultural icon of Paris, Eiffel Tower, is an example. So though it has a lot of history, let me go briefly about it. It
Okay.
was based on a structure of a cancellous bone. So your cancellous bone is a bone tissue which is like having a mesh-like structure containing many pores. You can see the surface of a sponge which is so smooth and having a pores, no? So the Eiffel Tower base is also a structure which is inspired from cancellous bone, that is the thigh bone, whose strength can withstand the weight of the body, was further developed by Gustav Eiffel, who is the one of the engineer of the who planned the structure of Eiffel Tower. So you might have understand. So how it went on, like let's see, the iron material used is considerably less dense and more lightweight, respective to 324 meters tall tower. So the iron material that they used was so like light dense, where we consider the tower is so tall. So how can it withstand that much tall tower? So this is from the human anatomy. Like they used to inspire a tower that has the ability to support a tower that is eminently light for their size. So they got it from a human body where the thigh bone can withstand the weight of the whole body. So where the structure from the Eiffel Tower from the base, which can withstand the whole height of 324 meters tall tower, where the iron material used was so lightweight. So there the architecture used biomimicry of our human anatomy. So this was an example, ma'am.
Yes, good, good, Namrata. You're Namrata.
Yes, ma'am.
You're from which section?
H section, ma'am.
Okay, good, Namrata. Good. Yeah,
Ma'am,
so,
I have another example which
yeah,
is
yeah,
related to electronics.
yeah.
So lately, I'm not sure about actually it's going on. The research is still going on, but I just wanted to share because it was so
Yeah, yeah.
astonishing.
Because here in our paper, no, whatever we will do, the research is going on only. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Lately, they have invented a battery which uses sugar as a fuel. So it
Mhm.
uses chemicals in a battery. They also started using sugar as a fuel, because which type of sugar I'm not sure. And this is a biomimicry from our human body itself. We get energy like all the strength from the metabolism, right? The process
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Carbohydrates.
break down the sugar carbohydrates and give us energy to all the parts of the body. So this concept was used in making batteries, and it is still going on in research.
Mm,
And
okay.
it is so strange that we are in a time where we use technology in day-to-day life, and we look into the nature still to ideas to innovate new things.
Yeah, yes, yes. Yes, Namrata. Thank you. Yes, next, who is that? Programmer. I don't know, some other name you have given. Are you ready?
Good morning, ma'am. This is Anirudh.
Anirudh. Okay, you're from which section, Anirudh?
F section.
Uh-huh.
F section, ma'am.
F.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Anirudh. Yeah, proceed.
Yes, ma'am. The aerodynamics which we use in most of our cars and the bikes are inspired from birds,
Mm.
and most of the designs of the cars
Mm.
are also inspired from other animals.
Mm. Yeah, some we have seen in PPTs also, right? I have shown you.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
good. Yeah, yes. That's it, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Anirudh. Then Surya.
Yes, ma'am. Morning, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, Surya.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm scientists who are working on snakes, ma'am.
But little bit actually, your voice is very low, Surya.
Am I audible now, ma'am?
Oh, yes, fine.
The researchers have been working on snakes, ma'am, recently. The researchers looked at belly of Californian king snake and
Mm.
found that it's covered in a thin layer of oil that
Okay.
allows the snake to slither on rough surfaces without damaging its scales. So the oil can be used in hard wearing new paints and surfaces that help stop wear and tear.
Parental. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Good. Yes. Next, Gurmita.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah.
Wetsuits came from beaver, ma'am.
One second. What's your name, ma'am?
Gurmita, ma'am.
Gurmita, you're from which section?
G section, ma'am.
D section. Okay. Proceed.
Ma'am.
Yeah, you can carry on.
Thank you. Beavers have a thick layer of blubber that keeps them warm while they are driving and swimming in their water environments. But they have another trick up their sleeves for staying toasty. Their fur is so dense that it traps warm pockets of air in between the layers, keeping the aquatic mammals not only warm but dry. Engineers thought surfers might appreciate that same ability and they created a rubbery fur-like plates. Uh, so from beavers we got wetsuits.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Yes. Next, Rishi. Rishi, you have raised your hand. Are you ready? Then next, Aditya. Aditya or Rishi, anyone?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am,
Yes,
can you
Rishi.
hear me?
Yeah. What's your name?
Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
1 second, ma'am.
Yeah, no problem. Yes, Rishi, any problem?
Yes, ma'am. No, my speaker was not working, so I was not able to hear you.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am, so I thought of telling about submarines. They are basically a very good example for biomimicry,
Okay.
especially dolphins, and dolphins use sonar waves to detect faraway objects. Submarines also detect faraway objects by sonar waves,
Okay.
and also submarines can travel up and down in the ocean by releasing and taking in water, just like how fishes do.
Mm-hmm.
And another sonar was also developed by using the concept of bats. Bats use sonar to travel.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's it, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good, Rish. You're from which section?
G
G
section.
Okay. Your name is Rishi only, right?
Yes, ma'am. Rishikesh.
Rishikesh. Okay. Okay then. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. How about Aditya? Aditya.poc.
Good morning.
Yeah. You can you introduce yourself?
My name is Aditya. I'm from ECF section.
Hmm.
I'm going to tell about an example of biomimetics. It's about a bionic car developed by Mercedes-Benz in the year 2005.
Hmm.
This idea was inspired from a biological species called boxfish because of its low mass and great structural strength.
Hmm.
But they developed this bionic car to have these some features while having a great rigidity, low weight, and significantly lower fuel consumption than some old traditional Benz cars.
Yeah. Yes, Aditya. Yeah.
That's it, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, Krishti.
Good morning, ma'am. This is Revant, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're Revanta.
Yes, ma'am.
You're from which section?
H section, ma'am.
Okay.
While today my example is polar bear, ma'am.
Mm.
We use polar bear fur in winter season, especially in the Serbia region. Many people use as sweaters and jackets. So they are the best protectors for the winter season, ma'am. But they can't kill as many animals they are living in Serbia. So they created a fur which is more 5% efficient than polar bear fur, and it is made up of very good leather, and it is actually it is coming with low cost, and it has many uses, ma'am.
Okay.
So they just got an idea from polar bear fur, ma'am. So it is
Okay.
an best example for biomimicry, ma'am.
Biomimicry. Yes. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Yeah. See, next, somebody write to Monish.
Hi ma'am, this is Monash from G section.
Monish, yeah?
Ma'am, my biomimic example today is.
Are you there? Yeah.
Able to hear me, ma'am?
But your voice is very low, Mo.
Now, ma'am? Hello.
I'm not able to hear you at all.
Ma'am, fine, I'll type it in the chat box.
A little bit more.
Now, ma'am?
Now it's slightly okay.
Ma'am, today's example for biomimicking is chameleon, ma'am. The ability that it has for changing colors according to the environment that has been adopted by military people. So they use it as a camouflage against our enemies.
Yeah. Your name is Monish only?
Yeah.
You're from which section?
G.
G. Okay. Okay, Monish. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Vinay Kumar.
Good morning, ma'am. I
Yes.
hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Vinay from EC X section.
Okay.
And the biomimicry, what I'm going to talk about right now is about the ventilation systems, which was inspired by termites. So usually termites are not really considered that good because they're having a destructive property of damaging properties, usually the furnitures of our households. But they have really a very cool property. That is, if people look into termites den, it's the most coolest thing in the planet. Like the most elaborate property of ventilation is ever found in a den of a termite. And using this thing, a company called as Arup by a scientist, DG Joule from Zimbabwe, they created a natural, by using natural convection system, they made a mall in Zimbabwe, which currently uses 20% less energy than any other air conditioner facility. And this is a huge success out there. This is the biomimicry what I want.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Shailaj here.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, yes, Shailaja. Yes, Shailaja only,
My
right?
name is Shailaja. Yes, ma'am. And I am from G section, ma'am.
Okay.
Today, my example for biomimicking is a swimsuit inspired by shark skin, ma'am.
Okay.
So, shark skin inspired by swimsuits received a lot of media attention during the Summer Olympics in 2008. Seen under an electron microscope, shark skin is made up of countless overlapping scales called dermal denticles, or it is also called as little skin teeth.
Okay.
The denticles have grooves running down their length in alignment with water flow. These grooves disrupt the formation of eddies or turbulent swirls of slower water, making the water pass by faster. So this idea is used to make swimsuits for the Olympic game. But later on, scientists have been able to replicate dermal denticles in swimsuit, which are now banned in major competitions. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Shailaja. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Good. Yes, Sneha. Snehava or Sneha K.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, yes, Sneha.
This is inspired. This is about a.
Yeah. 1 second. Oh, your name, you're Sneha, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're from which section? Sneha?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah. Now you're okay. You can proceed, Sneha.
This is about self-filling water bottles, which is inspired from Namib desert beetle, which sucks moisture from the atmosphere to create condensation, in the same way which the beetle does. The beetle is endemic to Africa's Namib desert, where there is such a 1.3 centimeter of rainfall a year. It has inspired a fair few proof of concepts in the academic community, but this is the first time a self-filling water bottle has been proposed. The beetle survives by collecting condensation from the ocean breeze on the hardened shell of its wings. The shell is covered in tiny bumps that are water attracting, which is hydrophilic, at their tips and water repelling at their sides. The beetle extends and aims the wings at incoming sea breezes to catch humidity air. In this way, a device is invented, which is the self-filling water bottle, which extracts humidity from the air and condenses it into drinkable water.
Yes, Sneha. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nitish?
Ma'am,
Yes, Nitish.
I want to say a few more examples. The baobab tree inspired tree houses. And again, the climbing robot mimics the inchworm. Again, tentacle inspire the prosthetic arm.
Okay.
That's it, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Nitish. You are from which section?
H section, ma'am.
H. Okay. Okay, Nitish. Thank you. Yes, Nitya.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, Nitya.
I'm from G section.
Okay.
I want to tell, ma'am, the study of photosynthesis in leaves, it led to the invention of solar cells, where the photosynthesis is a process which uses sunlight as a source of energy. Similarly, the solar cell also imitate that.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. That's it.
Yes. Good.
Thank
Good,
you.
Nitya. Yeah. Yes, Monisha.
So my example for biomimetics is it was a car demonstrated by Daimler Chrysler. It was a prototype bionic car. It was basically inspired by the boxfish. The exterior of the car is based on the shape of the boxfish. So which is making it sustainable or which is making it stable and aerodynamic. The structure of the car consists of large outward appearance and small wheels, where the average fuel efficiency of the car is approximately 23 km per liter, and the max speed of the car is 190 km per hour, making it more efficient than any other existing car.
Yes, Monisha. Good, thank you. Yes, anyone interested?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, my name is Siskaman and I am from H section, ma'am.
Yes, Sashi Kamal, proceed.
Ma'am, I want to tell about beavers' skin, ma'am. Beavers have a thick layer of blubber that keeps them warm, ma'am. While they're swimming in the water, but they have, while they're swimming in the water, they store warm. But they have another trick that keeps them warm. Their fur is so dense that it traps warm pockets and of air in between the layers. Engineers at MIT created a rubbery fur-like pelts that they such as wetsuits for surfers. In this way, biomimicry is helpful for our daily life. Thank you.
Hope others are listening to. Okay, because now many examples they are giving. Okay, so only very few I have just given you. Now if you see so many people, they have come up with new things. Okay, see, you just don't think that this is not for you. See, each and every thing, it's important. Okay, so others also listen. If you come to know anything, you can also share. Okay, so next, Thomas. Thomas, I hope, I don't know.
Ma'am, one small thing.
Yeah.
Ma'am, isn't every invention done by human being a biomimicry? Like everything, I think. Like almost everything, whatever we see around, is everything just copied from nature.
Okay, you feel like that.
Like I think almost everything.
Maybe we can't say like that. They would have by copying only they wouldn't have made it. Maybe afterwards also we can correlate. They could have invented by some accident or by something else. Okay, but maybe we can correlate now everything to that. Okay, so we can't say that everything we have, but no other go. Right, nature. Maybe our thinking process is also like that. Okay, but if you see, you are correct only almost. Yeah. Yes. Next, I think Thomas or somebody. I don't know what is the name. Shaikh.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Noor Ahmad, ma'am.
Okay, Noor Ahmad. Yes.
From H section, ma'am.
Okay.
H section.
Okay. Okay.
And I like to say about one example, ma'am. Lotus flower to paint, ma'am.
Yeah.
The lotus flower is sort of like the shark skin of dryland, ma'am. The flower's micro rough surface naturally repels the dust and dirt particles, keeping its petals sparkling clean, ma'am.
Yeah.
A German company called ISPO spent more years researching the phenomenon and has developed a paint with similar properties. The microsurface of the paint pushes away the dust and the dirt, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
When we see under the microscope, the lotus leaf under a microscope, we can see a tiny nail-like protuberances that can fend off specks of dust, ma'am.
Yes.
Google ఉన్నాయి చూసామే.
Noor Ahmad, can you please mute yourself? Yeah. Yes, Chidwala.
నేనా? Sorry, my mistake.
I don't know who was presenting. Who only was presenting, right? See, who was talking about lotus leaves now? Okay then. see, I think this lotus leaf, what he was explaining, I think I have shown it in that video also. It will be having nail-like structures. Okay, so it will remove all the dirt, everything. Okay, yeah, that is what he was sharing. Yeah, next, Kumara Chanta. Somebody, are you available?
F section, ma'am.
I don't know, Kumara Chanta 6 something
Yes,
is
ma'am.
needed.
Kumar's
Yeah.
from F section, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Ma'am, some animals like cats, eyes
No,
will
no,
bright
you
in the
introduce
night, ma'am.
yourself, no?
Some animals like cats will
No,
eyes.
first you introduce yourself. See, now nearly 170 people are there. In that, very few are you are just coming forward to present. No, I just want others to know their name and from which section they are coming. Okay, so
I
can
am
you
Kumar
introduce
from F
yourself?
section, ma'am.
F section,
Some animals like cats will eyes will bright in night time, ma'am.
Okay.
With the technology, roadsters are invented, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
If the light is fall on it, it will bright, ma'am. So that accidents will not happen, ma'am. More.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Thomas, Betty, and Thomas. Someone still your hand is raised. I don't know.
Hello.
Yeah.
Ma'am, could you hear me?
Yes. What's your name, ma?
It's Bettina and Thomas.
Oh, Bettina and Thomas. Okay. Good. You're from which section?
F section.
Uh-huh.
From F section.
Okay. You can proceed.
Yeah, I would like to talk about the robotic arm, which is inspired by the elephant trunks. So it's inspired because of the wide range of motion and gripping ability of the elephant's trunk. And the handling assistant is comprised of 3 interconnected segments that are used to move, and the gripper at the end is the gripper at the end is used to grip and pick up objects. The robotic arm moves because chambers inside the arm is filled of compressed air, allowing for a wide range of movement while still being lightweighted. The chambers work with sensors within the arm is precisely controlled to control the movements. The gripper is comprised of 3 claws that can mold the shape of an object, making it easier to pick up. So that's what inspired the robotic arms.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Yes, Yuva.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm Yuva from Head section, ma'am.
Oh.
And I want to tell about the robot Spider-Man.
Okay.
Generally, after a natural catastrophe, there is so much rubble and disaster, no, ma'am. So people may be crushed under the rubble, ma'am. So big devices or people can't see them. So this spider robot goes into small spaces and can locate survivors, ma'am.
Okay.
So it's still in working, but if it works, it will be a good invention.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Vamshi.
Hello.
Yes,
I'm myself, Vamsi. I'm from G section. My topic is G section.
Your voice is breaking actually.
1 second, I will change my Bluetooth.
Yes, Vamshi. What happened?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Now it is good actually. Proceed.
Okay. My example is about human eye inspires camera for wider field of view.
Yeah, good.
The curved surface of human eye facilitates a wider field of view, ma'am, than using a camera. But the scientist has made that technology enable photographs are entirely clear and focused, unlike today's cameras. Okay. Today's generation has developed the artificial retina or bionic eye.
Yeah.
They built
So
a digital
actually,
camera.
you have this in your syllabus itself, comparison of a camera and an eye. I think, Vamshi, if you want, you can prepare a PPT on this also and present later, if you're
Yes,
interested.
ma'am. I will prepare my PPT and I will do, ma'am.
Vamshi, I'm not getting Vamshi.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. I will prepare my PPT and I will present in tomorrow's class, next class.
No, not for tomorrow's class. I will tell you.
Okay.
When I will start with the census, right? I will give you a chance. Okay, this particular topic, you can do it because it's not that tough also, right? Like what actually it's a comparison now. What actually the different parts of I do and exactly what's the analog in your camera. Okay, what actually that every part does in comparison with that of an eye. Okay, so like that you can prepare a PPT and share it with me before. Okay, so I will tell you what all the corrections to be made. Just because it's a topic in your syllabus, I'm just telling you. Okay, we will do that later. Okay, Vamsi.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Vamshi. Thank you. Yes, Rohit.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Rohit from section G of ACE. My example of biomimicry is spider web to glass, ma'am. Those days, in Britain, thousands of birds are dead due to crashing due to what we call two glasses, ma'am. Then one Britain.
No. Okay, can you repeat it once again? It's not clear. Thousands of birds
are dead due to crashes to glasses, ma'am.
Glasses.
Glass.
Okay.
Glass windows, ma'am.
Okay. Glass window. Okay.
Then one of the scientists gave an idea by seeing a spider web, ma'am. All the spider web is invisible due to ultraviolet rays. They will reflect, ma'am.
Okay, they will be able to see.
Birds can see due to ultraviolet ray reflection. Birds could able to see the spider webs.
Okay.
Then those took that as an example and created the new glasses so that which will reflect by ultraviolet rays. So from then onwards, birds did not die.
Okay, Rohit. You're from which section, Rohit?
Section G, ma'am.
What is your name, Rohit only?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, Vinay.
Ma'am, myself Vinay, ma'am, from G section. So today my example is electrical eel, ma'am.
Electrical?
Eel fishes.
Eel. Okay. Yeah, okay. Electric eel. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I don't know whether the scientists are working on it, but it can produce up to 600 volts, ma'am, to escape from its prey.
Okay, this is your own idea, ba?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
But
So,
already I think I have read something on this electric eel.
So the if the voltage produced by the four eels is equals to one household electricity, ma'am.
Okay.
So it could be better than we use an hydropower or any turbine things, ma'am. So that's my example, ma'am.
Okay, Vinay. Good.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, Ashrit.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Ashrita, ma'am. From
Ashrita. Sorry. Okay. Ashrita, you're from which section?
H section, ma'am.
H.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ashrita.
My example for biomimicry is beetle water collection, ma'am.
Okay.
These dung beetles collect fog on its shell and funnel to it.
Beetle only so many examples, right? Even before one of you presented, no beetle, but it was a slightly different application, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, these collects fog on its shell and funnels to its mouth to drink in arid environments, ma'am. This has inspired researchers to study how we can pull fresh water from fog or dew. This is one example.
Okay. Okay, Arshita. Good. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Navaneet.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning.
Ma'am, I'm Navneet from G section.
Okay.
Ma'am, today I would like to talk about artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am, as the name itself suggests, basically in artificial intelligence, they are trying to give the intelligence of a living life form, such as a human being, to something like a computer by the means of mathematics and coding, madam. So within this artificial intelligence, there are many specific subsets. It is based on how the like the model is being trained, and so I would like to talk about the one of them is called reinforcement learning. The thing about reinforcement learning is that, ma'am, we have like a agent which is supposed to represent someone like a human being or a human child, and then there's an environment, and then there are actions which it can do. Now all of these things, it is being coded inside a computer, so it's kind of like mimics the real outside world, ma'am. What happens is, suppose say you have a baby who is learning to walk. Now he or she might try many times, and they might fall down many times, but then like doing it again and again and again, eventually they learn how to do it. So in the same way for reinforcement learning also, they do the same thing again and again and again, and the model eventually learns how to do it by itself.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. Good. See, same way, neural networks also. I hope machine learning, I think you people will be familiar, and maybe by this time many of you might have learned also, maybe very few. Even neural network also, no, they exactly the same way how he defined, no, our neurons, how actually it works. The same way here also, they will train neural networks with so many data, so that finally whatever the input we are giving, no, for that it will work out the solution. Okay. Yes, good, Navneet. Good. Yeah, next, Venkatraman.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes,
Morning, ma'am. I am Vignesh from head section.
what is your name, Pa?
Vignesh, ma'am. Vignesh.
Vignesh, okay.
Section. So today my example on biomimicking is inspired from mosquito, ma'am. Actually.
Inspired
from? So mosquito, ma'am.
Mosquitoes. Okay.
Yes. So there's one particular annoying ability of mosquito to painlessly suck our blood from, ma'am. So that process is so unnoticeable. Most of the times we won't notice that mosquito bites and sucks blood from our body. So the same process has been inspired with a Japanese scientist to create a hypodermic needle, ma'am, which is
Needle. Yeah. Now, initially they have presented this, right?
The research is still going on. The main idea is to equally produce the needle with the same thickness as a mosquito's proboscis trunk, actually. So it actually painlessly goes into our body and does whatever operations it happens to be. So the key idea behind this is proboscis, ma'am, actually. So the science behind this is that less contact actually translates less pain. So we have been able to produce similarly designed harpoon-like needles that have been implemented in small biomedical devices such as blood glucose monitors for diabetic patients also.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good. Yeah. Next, Likit. Likit, I hope, I don't know, from the mail ID.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I am Likit from head section.
Okay.
Today my example for biomimicry is durian fruit, ma'am.
1 second, Pa.
Protect.
No, it was not clearly audible.
Ma'am, now it's clear, ma'am.
Yeah.
Today my example for biomimicry is durian fruit, ma'am. Yeah. it protects its seeds from insects and mosquitoes by creating a layer outside it. In the same way, the architecture find to build a building to protect from animals and something. They create it has huge strength of 1600 people, ma'am. So they try to protect them by building a better building to save them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Nitish.
Yeah, I have a doubt that mirror may be inspired from reflection in water.
Is it so? Yeah, I read it in your the chat itself. I don't know, but maybe possible also.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Shrejit. I don't know. Shrejit03. Somebody, you have raised your hand. Are you interested?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, today the biomimetic example that I would like to discuss is inspired from camels.
Okay.
Like camels usually cool down by sweating, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the salty water on the skin and the humidity difference between that and dry air, it takes away the heat in the form of energy. So scientists study this process and they developed a technology that mimic the same using a substance called hydrogel.
Okay.
So this single layer of this hydrogel could water over a course of 40 hours. So then it can be resupplied with more sweat.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. This is the one.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What is your name? Shrejit only?
Yes, ma'am. Shrejit.
You're from which section?
Head section.
Head section. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Okay then. Anyone interested? 5 more minutes left. If you are interested. Yes. TSRVSN.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Nimisika from G section.
Okay.
So my example of biomimicking is underwater models.
Okay.
So there's this company called Evologics, which has observed dolphins for a very long time. So there's this thing about dolphins is that they're able to communicate underwater through very high frequencies. Even even when they are about 25 kilometers away, they're able to recognize the sounds. So this company called Evologics decided that they wanted to create this high performance underwater modems which are used during tsunami and such events for warning systems.
Okay.
That's it, ma'am. And then there's one more example of distribution networks, like how the leaves have veins, no, ma'am. They branch, they branch and all. They collect water and all by these branching system. So the people decided to create distribution networks where they can channel water or electricity through following these methods.
Okay.
That's it, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay then. Yes, I think already it's 9:17. Varshit, the next class I will give you a chance. See, listen. See, today actually third hour also, that is from 10:45, right? That is also a biology class because yesterday's it was swapped actually, max class. Okay, today max class I will be taking. So what I will do, the same link I will edit and send it. Okay. I'm just going to edit. You can join in the same link. I will edit and send it. Okay, so join in the same link by 10:45. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. The 3 more minutes. If Varshit, if you're ready, you can. Varshit?
Ma'am.
Ah.
Ma'am, I'm from G section. Today my topic is about bird safe glass.
Okay.
It's estimated that 100 million birds die every day as a result of flying into glass. This is simply because they do not recognize the transparent glass as a carrier. Sprayers That
Varshit,
was
your
inspired.
voice is breaking actually.
Ma'am, I think my network is slow, ma'am.
Issue. Okay then, Varshit, I will give you a chance by in the next class possible. Huh?
Excuse me,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Actually, can you please add me to the biology MS Teams? I will provide with the email. I'm not added to this.
No, I'm not getting.
Ma'am, actually, I was not added to the MS Teams for biology.
Is it so?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you give your
And
mail ID in the chat?
ma'am, the chat is disabled, I think.
Oh, for you it's not there, huh?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, because I'm not a part of the team.
Okay, you can't. You then how to get your mail ID? What is your mail ID?
Akshat K.
Hmm.
5455.
1 second. Akshat K 5455
@gmail.com.
gmail.com. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Akshat. You're from which section?
I'm F section.
F section. You
F
you
F F.
joined newly or what?
I'm there from the start only, but I don't know, for some reason I was not added to some teams.
Okay. But I think you are there.
No, ma'am, I don't think so.
Akshat. Okay, I will add you. No problem.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay then. See, thank you. I will modify the link and I will send it. Join by 10:45. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Go. Bye, friends.